When I first started college at UC Irvine, I thought student activism equated to a bunch of hippies protesting with radical politics and government demands that wouldn't happen for ages. In my first year, however, I stumbled into activism without knowing because my roommate would drag me to these underground meetings between cross-cultural clubs. In these spaces, we discuss our opinions on an upcoming administrative position or discuss how we could combat a racist incident on campus. I love the racial diversity in these spaces. Outside of these meetings, however, each cultural group is separate. MECHA has its own room, as well as BSU, ASA, and APSA, and each club hangs out in its respectful office. The first time I saw these members publicly advocate for justice was when I attended the first divestment legislation against companies that fund Israel. It was so cool to see racially diverse people advocating for something that I thought only Arabs and Muslims were concerned about. The pro-Palestinian group was stronger because we stood together. Nobody stood in their respective demographic group. Whereas the Zionists were so scared and weak that they needed to stand with each other in order to have moral support. This made me reflect on the ayah that says, "O mankind, indeed we have created you from male and female, and made you peoples and tribes that you may know one another. Indeed, the most noble of you in the sight of Allah is the most righteous of you. Indeed, Allah is knowing and acquainted." Surah Hujurat, Ayah 13. I asked an acquaintance why he was in the room, and he explained to me that when he first started college, he joined a Greek frat, but he felt uncomfortable because they held a mainstream materialistic expectation of what it meant to be cool. But to him, cool means doing you. Be yourself. The only space on this campus where he felt comfortable enough to be himself was amongst the activists. Many times student activists have narratives where they were the oddballs. They didn't fit into society's mainstream standard of coolness. So activism does not solely entice students because of political beliefs, such as standing up for Palestine. Rather, student activism is about making these student activists fit in and become a part of a community. Student activism is important in the larger scale of this system because, again, it gives us a voice. For instance, in the 1960s and early 70s, it was characterized by a series of protests and as groups that had long felt disempowered sought to make their voices heard. California was the heart of many of these new movements. The protests put into motion by the civil rights movement evolved to address social justice issues, including students facing the draft, ordinary people protesting the war, farm workers fighting for better working conditions, Chicanos expressing a new identity, and African Americans who felt that the nonviolence as a tactic was no longer working. As an activist, there are opposing forces that we must combat. You can empower yourself by writing op-eds in newspapers, getting television and social media coverage of the incident in order to give admin and cops a bad rep and thus hold them accountable to their actions because the public is watching. You can also write articles in student newspapers. This is a great medium because it gives you the freedom to voice what occurred in an incident between you and cops or administration from your perspective. A symbolic route is passing a student legislation in Ledge Council. A more productive method is to have meetings with admin or council members. Though activism comes with challenges, I have personally gained priceless accomplishments. I have been able to fit into a multicultural space that has given me the confidence to lovingly welcome others into my space. It has given me hands-on practice to write articles and op-eds in opposition to forces that oppress. It has given me a different lens through which to perceive the world. And most of all, it has brought me closer to my religion, to Allah. Everyone has their own meaning of activism. So what does activism mean to you?